Hi guys, I'm Joy Osazua, aka Mrs. O, and I'll be making videos providing guide and resources to Canada. So if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I think you should just go and click on the subscription button and subscribe so that whenever I make this kind of videos, you'll be among the first people that will be notified. Like I said, I'll be making videos to provide you with information, guide, or resources that would help you if you're looking at coming to Canada to study, to migrate, or to secure a job, like if you want to come in to work in Canada. So today I'm going to be making a video on securing admissions and scholarships for international students who intend to come into Canada for undergraduate programs. And this session is going to be like a question and answer. So I'm going to ask the frequently asked questions and I'll be providing answers to those questions. Before I go on, I'm going to make a disclaimer. I am not I'm not a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I'm just sharing from my experience and from the experience of people around me. So I hope you find this video useful. Remember to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you find this video useful. So the first question today is going to be, what credentials do prospective international students need to secure admissions into undergrad programs in Canadian university? And the answer is prospective students that are looking at coming into Canada for undergraduate programs need to have any of these international high school credentials or curriculum. I'm going to be listing all of them. You have the American Patterned Curriculum, the Caribbean Examination Council, that's the C-XC, the French Patterned Curriculum or Baccalaureate, and also the IB, that's the International Baccalaureate. You can also have the National Examination Council, that's the NACO, the United Kingdom Patterned GCE, or even if it's the International GCE, and also the West African Examination Council, that's the WIEC. So if you have any of those high school credentials, you can use them to apply for admission into any Canadian university. The next question, what other requirements are needed to secure admissions into undergraduate programs in Canadian university? So the next thing you will need to have, or the next requirement that most schools in Canada require to get into undergraduate programs, is meeting the English language requirements. So places like Quebec would require that you meet the French language requirements, but provinces that are outside Quebec require that you meet the English language proficiency. Yeah. So if a prospective international student has attended an English language secondary institution or has completed at least 3 years of a full-time instruction in English language, that qualifies you for this particular requirement. So you just have to show this. Even if you've just done English on in your grade 12, you can show your credentials, and that ticks the box for you. Also, you can provide standardized tests. So most people coming in from countries like Nigeria would probably have to provide standardized tests. Again, in some schools or some programs, they can make a waiver for you depending on your high school credentials. For example, if you're taking the WIEC or you're taking the NACO and you score, say, C6 or C5, they would make a waiver for you. They wouldn't require you provide any other documents for showing to show your proficiency in English. But then if you don't make up to those grades, you would have to do a standardized test. So I'm going to be listing some of the standardized tests that you can do that are accepted in Canadian schools. I'm reading from my phone. So the test of English as a foreign language, that's the TOEFL. You can take that test. I think you need to score about 79 or so, I'm not sure. So different school with different requirements. So look up the website of the school you're applying to and know the particular score that you're required to have. You can also take the Pearson's test of academic English, that's the PTE, the academic. You can take the International English Language Testing System, that's the IELTS. This is very popular in Nigeria and you have to score at least 6.5. You can also take the Duolingo English test, it's called DET. You can take the Cambridge English for speakers of other language, it's called ESOL. And I think you require a minimum of B in the Certificate of Advanced English, that's the CAE, or a minimum of C in the Certificate of Proficiency in English, that's called the CPE. So these are some of the standardized tests that you can take if you're looking at coming into undergraduate programs in Canada. Alternatively, you can opt to take the university's intensive English classes. So some universities offer intensive English programs, so you can opt to take this programs. It could be online before you arrive Canada, or it can be when you arrive Canada, you know, before you commence with your major or any prerequisite. So it's going to be like a prerequisite, so you take those courses before you commence your program. So I'm going to be moving to the third question for today. Which schools are the most affordable schools for undergraduate international students in Canada? So this question is very tricky because there is no precise answer to it. I like to recommend schools in the prairies, that's Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and also schools in the Atlantic provinces. You have Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland and Labrador, and New Brunswick. This is because the cost of living in these provinces are, you know, comparatively cheaper compared to other regions in Canada. So I think it makes sense for, even if the tuition is high, at least cost of living is low. So generally, I would recommend schools in this I mentioned 6 provinces. So I'll recommend schools in these 6 provinces. So I'm going to drop it on my description box. So all the information that I'm saying, I'm going to drop them on the description box so that you can go and look at the schools and decide on which one you want to move on with. So the last question for today will be talking about scholarships for international students that are, you know, enrolling into undergraduate programs in Canadian universities. I think this is the most interesting part of this video. Some people ask if there are actually scholarships for international students coming in for undergraduate programs in Canada. There are a few scholarships. There are schools that offer scholarships for international students coming in, you know, for undergraduate programs in Canada, and these scholarships are every year. So it's not as if it's a one-off scholarship, so they do it every year. And I'll be listing some of the schools. These are not all the schools, there are a lot more, so you have to look up the school's website. When you even decide that you want to go to a particular school, it's good for you to send an email to the admission office or to the program coordinator. Tell them to give you information about scholarships for international students or any other funding information that you know will be beneficial to you. It's very important to make that move, because there might be other scholarships that are not, that people cannot, you know, you can't just search for it on Google. So you have to contact the schools and then they send you links to these things. And why is it that a lot of people don't talk about undergraduate scholarship? I'm going to tell you why. That's because most people that even think of sending their children to come here for undergraduate programs have the money. You hardly see people who cannot afford to send their children coming, you know, making the move to send their children to Canada. So most of the children you see here, undergraduate children or students, let me not call them children, so undergraduate students are either from a rich home, or maybe they have a sponsor, or maybe they've won a local scholarship from their home country and then they are coming here. But you won't see just a regular person who cannot afford it wanting to apply and searching for scholarships because they believe there are no scholarships. But there are actually scholarships. At least there are a few schools that offer scholarship. They offer the entrance scholarship. Some schools offer scholarships at entrance level. That means you get the scholarship for only the first year, and then other years you have to pay. And then some schools renew it, so they give you the scholarship for the first entrance, and then if you perform well, they renew it until you graduate. So let's be looking at some of those schools. Again, I'm going to mention these schools, but it's not limited to what I'm going to mention, so you can do your own research. One of the most common scholarships for international students enrolling into undergraduate program is offered by University of Toronto, and it's called the Lester B. Pearson International Scholarships. That scholarship is in fact, is amazing because it's actually for non-Canadians, and you have to be, for you to be eligible, you have to be someone who, you know, you need a study permit to come into Canada. So you understand that people from Nigeria, Ghana, you know, Cameroon, or whatever country it is you are, you're not a resident of Canada, you can actually, this scholarship is specific for those kind of people. And the deadline is every 30th of November, and the course starts September 2020. So you can apply up until November. It might change, so you should go to the website and look for the current end date or start date. So don't just depend on the information I'm giving you. And at least 37 students would qualify for these scholarships. And like I said, the scholarship is for students that are outside of Canada. So the scholarship would cover your tuition, your book, incidental fee, and not even full residence. So I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can click on it and read about the scholarship. So another school that offers a scholarship is the York University. So the York University offers scholarship for international students that are enrolling, into undergraduate programs. And the deadline for this scholarship is mostly every February, so annually, every February. And then their course starts for September. York University is in Ontario, so you can look up York University if you're an international student enrolling into undergraduate program in Canada and find out more details about this. And then the next one I'm going to mention is the University of British Columbia. So they offer scholarships for international students. In fact, they give about 10 million Canadian dollars annually to, they have different kind of scholarship that makes up that amount. So they have a lot of scholarship in that school. You can also look at the Carleton Prestige Scholarship that is offered by the Carleton University. Carleton University is in Ottawa. So they also, offer scholarships to international students that are enrolling into undergraduate program. We also have University of Calgary. So Calgary, it's called the Calgary International Entrance Scholarship. So if you're also looking for a school to enroll, you can go for those programs. Like I said, I'll put the links below so you can read detailed information about this. We also have the Winnipeg President Scholarship for World Leaders. So this is offered by the University of Winnipeg. We have the Humber College International Entrance Scholarship. So this is an entrance scholarship, and it is only for new international students. So that means after the first year, it's not going to be renewed. You're not eligible for this scholarship. It's only for new students. So these are some of the scholarships that are available for undergrad. Again, because you don't ask, you can't know. When you make a decision to go to a particular school, it's important for you to send out emails to those schools. Go to the website, get the email of the program coordinator, the admission officer, send out emails to them. Let them respond to you and give you the links, if there are, of any scholarship that are available for your category. Maybe you're an international student coming in for undergraduate, or whatever your case may be. So you just explain to them and let them give you a link or detailed information about whatever resources or information that will be useful to your application, be it admission or scholarship. And it's also important to note that some of the scholarship would require that you get nominated by your school. So let's assume you are attending a particular high school back in your home country and you're doing excellently well, like you have a very good standing academically, and then the school nominates you. You can go ahead. I think the Pearson scholarship requires that. So it requires that you get nominated by your high school. So if you're doing well, your high school, what do they call them? The principal might not know about this thing. So you can walk up to them and say, oh, this is a scholarship I want to apply for. Can you nominate me? The nomination means they're going to write a letter for you. So it's like a reference letter saying that this student merits this scholarship. Yeah, I think that's the word. So they kind of, put word for you, and then this school starts to consider you for scholarship. So you guys should try to make the move. Don't just think that there are no scholarships, there are entirely no scholarships for undergraduates, international students that are looking to come into Canada. If you're a bright student, if you're really smart, just contact your school leader or your principal, let them nominate you for some of those scholarships, or you make the move and contact the schools and start to apply for the scholarship. Make sure you meet the deadline. That's very important. So for every academic session that you're intending to enroll into that school, make sure you don't miss the deadline. It's very important. I would also like to share one more information. So when you're applying to schools in Canada, there are some programs that you can get direct entry into, and some you don't even get. It's non-direct entry, and then for some other programs it's just a general admission. So let's say you're coming in to study nursing, for example, or you want to come in to study nursing is a good example. So a lot of people say, I want to come into Canada to enroll in undergraduate program, nursing, for example. So you hardly get in directly into nursing. You know what, they are going to give you a general admission, maybe bachelor's of science. So when you come in, you now, you know, take prerequisite courses from the Faculty of Nursing, or from the Department of Nursing, or from the College of Nursing. So if you do well during your first year, then you now get admitted into nursing. So you can hardly just, you know, apply and get into nursing the way we do back, people from Nigeria, the way you just apply for your undergrad and you get BSc to come and study nursing. In Canada, it's not like that. So they are going to give you, if you're coming in for any course in arts, most courses in arts, not any course, and some courses in business, maybe business administration, environmental sustainability, or any course in science. So you would most likely get a general admission that says bachelor's of science, bachelor's of arts, bachelor's of business admin, bachelor's of environmental sustainability. So when you now get to Canada and you've, you know, satisfied all the requirements, all the prerequisites, you now be admitted into that particular course. And for courses like pharmacy and, you know, courses in that area, I think even education, I'm not sure, but yeah, some of those courses would require that you have a degree prior to enrolling into schools in Canada. So it's good for you to have all this information at the, you know, your fingertips, so that when you're enrolling into schools in Canada as an undergraduate, you know the pointers, you know the things to look out for. So this will be the end of this video for now. I hope you find this video useful. If you do, give me a thumbs up. And if there's any topic or any subject matter you want me to talk about, to make a video about, please drop it in the comment section. And like I said, the links to all the schools I mentioned that are offering scholarships and even the high school credentials will be posted in the description button below. So thank you guys, and all the best in your pursuits. Bye.